Welcome back, students. Now we'll consider the remaining part of the paging technique here. So as discussed in the previous video, we have calculated here effective access time for another example, that is consider a hit ratio greater than alpha equal to 99% and epsilon equal to 20 nanosecond for TLP search. So here 99% indicates 99 percentage time the page is available in the TLP, and 100 nanosecond for every memory access of the page from the TLP. So effective time is 0.99 into 100, that is for each access you need 100 nanosecond. Then 100 minus 0.99 is 0.01 into 200 here, because if that page is not available in the TLP, then it requires two memory accesses from the for that particular page. So it is 200, so totally it comes to 101 nanosecond. So now we'll discuss about memory protection for the pages. It is implemented by associating a protection bit with each frame to indicate if read only or read write access is allowed for that particular frame or not. But we can also add one more bit to indicate page execute only information. So the valid and invalid bits are attached to each entry in the page table. So here valid indicates that the associated page is in the processor's logical address space and is thus a legal page. The invalid bit indicates that the page is not in the processor's logical address space. So, or we can use one table called as page table length register to implement the protection for the page. So any violation of any violations in the result sends a trap to the operating system. So now we will see one example here. So here is an example for the processes which indicates the valid and invalid bit. So for this the page table consists of an additional column to indicate the valid and invalid bit. So here we have the pages 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then these are allowed pages, so they are indicated with the valid bit here. Then page 6 and 7 are not there in this, so they are indicated with invalid bit, and these are the corresponding frame numbers. That is, page 0 is available at frame 2, and similarly page 5 is available at frame 9. So this is how valid invalid bit is added with the every frame in the page table. We'll consider the shared pages here. So shared page is the page which is shared among more than one processors. That is, one copy of read-only code shared among the multiple processors here. The process, for example, are text editor, compilers, and the Windows systems. It is similar to a technique of multiple thread sharing. Then, as usual, inter-process communication if sharing of read-write page is allowed. So here each process keeps a separate copy of the code and the data. The pages for the private code and data can appear anywhere in the logical address space. That is, code for that code and the private data for that every process is independent, whereas the common pages are shared among multiple processes. That you can observe three processes P1, P2, P3. P1 has three pages, editor 1, editor 2, editor 3, which are stored at 3, 4, 6 frames, and data 1 is stored at uh, frame 1. So this is for page table for process P1. Now process P2 is also using the same pages, that is editor 1, editor 2, editor 3. So the same pages are shared here 3, 4, 6. Data 2 of this process 2 is stored separately in another page, another frame, that is 7. Then for process P3, it is also sharing the same three pages, editor 1, editor 2, editor 3. So the same page numbers frame numbers are written here, but data 3 is stored separately for P3, so it is stored in second frame. So we can see that editor 1, editor 2, editor 1, editor 2 and editor 3 are stored in frames 3, 4, 6, which are commonly shared among the three processors. Now we'll see the design of the page table. So memory structures for paging can be get huge using the straightforward method. Like the amount of space or memory required to store the page tables, not the pages, page tables. So consider an example here. Now if we take the 32-bit logical address space, then if the page size we consider is 4 KB, that is 2 raised to 12. How it is 2 raised to 10 is 1024. So another 4 KB is 2 raised to 2, so it is 2 raised to 12 KB. So then they say that it would require 1 million entries. That is 32-bit logical address space means you can have 2 raised to 32 valid addresses here, divided by each page size is 2 raised to 12, which comes to 2 raised to 20, which is equal to 1 million. So the page table would have 1 million entries, but to store this page table we require 4 MB of memory. So memory for the page table alone is 4 MB, not the page contents. So this is more memory required, which is costly. So we don't want to use this contiguous memory allocation technique for page table in the main memory. So the better design for storing the page table is either hierarchical paging, hashed page tables and inverted page tables, so that the memory can be utilized efficiently. So now we'll discuss about memory protection for the pages. It is implemented by associating a protection bit with each frame to indicate if read-only or read-write access is allowed for that particular frame or not. But we can also add one more bit to indicate page execute only information. So here this is the outer page table. So this has an entry to one level of page tables, which is called as the inner page table, and here actually we have the pages stored here. So level 1 and level 2, so it is known as two level page table scheme. So here is an example for two level paging. So logical address considered is 32-bit machine, and 1K page size is considered here. So every page table is divided into two parts indicating page number and an offset. The 32 bits are divided into 22 bits and 10, where 22 bits indicate the page number and 10 bits indicate the offset. Now since the page table is paged again, that is two level paging is done, so these 22 bits are again divided into 12-bit page number and 10-bit offset. So P1 and P2. P1 is outer page table address, P1 is outer page table address, P2 is inner page table address. So totally when we add these bits you will get 32. 12 plus 10 plus 10. Totally 32-bit addressing. So here we see that P1 is index into outer page table, P2 is the displacement within the page of inner page table, and this method is known as forward mapped page table. So here we have an addressing scheme in two level page addressing. So the logical address space has P1 bits, P2 bits and D. So P1 will make the indexing on the outer page table, then this will make an indexing onto the inner page table P2. Then within P2 where exactly the page exists, that is given by your displacement. So here in two level page staging, logical address has three parts, P1, P2 and D, whereas single level has only two parts, P1 and P and D. Now we'll consider another example of 64-bit logical address space. Even two level paging scheme is not sufficient here. If the page size is 4 KB, then it requires 2 raised to 12 bits. Then the page table has 2 raised to 52 entries. So here 2-level scheme has inner page table of 2 raised to 10. Then address would looks like this. So 42 bits are used for outer page table, 10 bits are used for inner page table, and 12 bits are used for the displacement. So this outer page table is of 42 bits. It is again divided into two parts, page number and the offset. So 32 is divided into 42 is divided into 32 plus 10 plus 10 plus 12. So totally 2 raised to 52 entries are there in 3-level paging scheme. So as page number increases, it is not preferred. Now we'll discuss about the second category of page tables, which are known as hash page tables, which are commonly used for address space greater than 32 bits. In the previous slide, we have seen how the 3-level paging technique can be used for 64 address space, and which is not feasible. For such address spaces, we can use hashed page tables. Here virtual page number is hashed into the page table. This page table contains chain of elements hashing to the same location. Then each element contains a virtual page number, the value mapped to the page frame and pointer to the next element. Then virtual page numbers are compared in this chain, searching for a match. If match is found, corresponding physical frame is extracted. That's in the next figure here. So the logical address in hash page table is a combination of two things, that is page number and the offset. So this page number is hashed into the hash table here instead of page table using the hash function. Then you have the linked list of elements here. Then you will get the corresponding frame number. Then from this virtual page entries. So this frame number is added with the displacement to get the physical address on the physical memory. Now we'll discuss about the third technique, inverted page tables. So in previous two techniques, we are storing the entire page table into the memory. So keeping track of all logical pages is very difficult there. So instead of that, we can store the all physical pages of that process into the memory here. So we have one entry for each real page of the memory. An entry consists of virtual address of the page stored in the real memory location with the information about the process that owns that particular page. So we are not storing all the page tables here. The process that owns the page information is stored. So by doing this, there is decrease in the memory needed to store the each page table, but increase in the time needed to search the table when the page reference occurs. So this can be reduced by using the hashing function along with the TLB. Then shared memory concept can be implemented by mapping the virtual address to the shared physical address. So as discussed in the previous video, we have calculated here effective access time for another example, that is consider a hit ratio greater than alpha, alpha equal to 99% and epsilon equal to 20 nanosecond for TLB search. So here 99% indicates 99 percentage time the page is available in the TLB. Thank you students. Stay home, stay safe.